How does this photo make you feel? There's something odd, but strangely familiar about photos like these. Almost like you've been there before. These images were dubbed liminal photos. But why do these uncanny images sometimes feel deja vu-like, but also kind of creepy? As we go down this rabbit hole, I'm going to kind of explain things, why these images and these liminal spaces make you feel a certain way, and the deja vu aspect of it, because it's almost like you were in a dream and you saw it before, but at the same time, you've also never seen this image. The Google definition of a liminal space. Liminal spaces are empty or abandoned places that appear eerie, forlorn, and often surreal. Liminal spaces are commonly places of transition, pertaining to the concept of liminality. Liminal spaces in a physical sense are those places that occupy the spaces between. This can include boundary zones, like the areas between indoor and outdoor, public and private, or even simply here and there. There's something about liminal spaces that are eerie, but yet make you feel like a kid again. It's such a weird concept because when I look at liminal spaces, I remember my childhood, almost like a deja vu aspect. The longer I look at these images, the more things I can smell and feel and remember from when I was a kid. And I don't think it's because of the image specifically, but what the image portrays and the way it makes you feel. Now, it's gonna differ from person to person, but like I said, with my experience, I see these images of the bright green grass and the white houses, and I feel a sense of comfort because, like I said, it reminds me of being a kid. When I was a kid, everything seemed to be so bright and fun and beautiful, and as you transition to getting older, things start to get more gray and boring, and there's less life and infatuation with life when you grow up. Some people may also have a feel of fear or the horrifying nature of these photos being so familiar that it gives them a fear aspect. That's kind of how like the backrooms were started, where there's monsters and things coming to get you, where you fall out of reality and things like that. Sometimes I feel like the photos themselves kind of make you fall out of reality and back to either a better time or a worse time in your life, and that's sort of what stems the feelings that you get from these photos. Some of these photos remind me of being in a movie theater or a play place when I was a kid, and to me, that's a good feeling, but to other people, they may have bad memories or just downright don't like the way the images make them feel. What is the difference between this photo and that other photo? One is liminal and one is not. But what makes the one liminal? Atmosphere. This is usually a huge role in what people consider liminal or not. Atmosphere is the main focus of these photos. With atmosphere playing such a big part in liminal photos, usually there's a weird lighting or something off about the photo. Liminal photos are all about the spacing and the timing and the lighting of each image. And what I mean by that is usually when you look at a liminal photo, it is something that, again, reminds you of your past or something that is abandoned, and you can't seem to put your finger on exactly what that is. And that is exactly what a liminal photo is supposed to do. Make you question reality, everything you know, your past, your present, and your future. It's almost like you're living through the photo yourself. Now, as I've dug and done research on liminal photos, I have caught myself finding liminal spaces on my own. And what I mean by that is, as I'm walking at night or looking around my house or in my backyard taking my dog out, I've noticed liminal images at my own fingertips. I'd like to share some of these videos and photos that I have with you guys so you can understand how easy it is to get that feeling and to find liminal spaces yourself and maybe even take your own photos. The first image I'm going to share with you is a photo I took in my backyard on a particularly foggy night, and I would love for you guys to try and figure out why this photo is liminal. Like we talked about earlier, it's all about atmosphere. The lighting is off, the fogginess gives it a grainy 90s vibe, and it's something that most kids had in their backyard growing up. A clothesline. Now, these next few images are the rest of the photos I took of things that I in particular thought were liminal. And I want you guys to go down in the comments and let me know why you think these are liminal. What was it? The lighting, the atmosphere? Did it remind you of your hometown? What about it was liminal? So again, let me know down below how these images made you feel. What about them made them liminal? So in conclusion, liminal spaces are kind of more of a concept than an actual thing. It's more up to you to decide how they make you feel. Because, like I said, they can make you feel scared or remind you of past things. And for me, it just reminds me of my past and my childhood. And it's not much more to it than that. It's just something of almost a deja vu-y type of moment where I feel like I've been there before or I've seen it, and it doesn't make me feel that uncomfortable. There are some that are eerie and kind of feel strange, but 90% of the time when I see a liminal photo, I just get nostalgic. Kind of like when you hear a song from when you were a kid and you haven't heard it in years, and it just gives you this warm, fuzzy feeling of being a child again. Now that you guys kind of have an idea of why liminal photos are what they are and why they make you feel a certain way, I'd like to give you examples, more photos of liminal spaces, some that might be more on the creepy side and some that might be more of the nostalgic side, and like I said, make me feel comfortable. With that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love researching and looking into these weird offset internet trends that have existed but didn't become popular until later, and just the eeriness and sort of feeling that you get from these types of things. I enjoy it so much. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one.